Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half of round number 1 at the 2020 Chain Hawk Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We're at the Jonesville Park Disc Golf Course and we've got Chris Dickerson here along with Gavin Rathbun, also Florida's own Aaron Doyle, and local, super local in Gainesville's own Evan Gurthie. As I said, this is the back half. Thank you to the Patreon subscribers. Thank you to all of you for tuning in and watching some of the bonus coverage coming at you from the Chain Hawk Open. We're here on hole number 10. And Aaron Doyle sits one down through the front 9, a little bit slower than what we've seen from some of our other competitors. Him and Evan, not quite on the pace that we've seen from Gavin and Chris. I know I mentioned it in the front half. Lots of straight shots here during this opening round. Tunnel-like throws, relatively short. And I think we're going to see the course toughen up as that hits pole. So back-to-back metal hits from 9 and 10. Brittany there wasn't impressed. I think she was going into full-blown yawn. Evan asking for it to hold. It kicks back out to the left. Just 232 feet. So even after being off his mark, he's still going to have a look at birdie. Nice putt. Mentioned earlier, Evan is sponsored by Pro Discus. That gives him a mixed bag sponsorship, so he can throw various manufacturers if he needs to. Things just continue not to fall Aaron Doyle's way here. That was right side chain just a little bit low and maybe a little bit right. And although we've seen Gavin string together a number of birdies, he closed out the front 9 by missing 9, but comes right back here on the back, ready to get things going. And Chris Dickerson also with a park job. As Dickerson sits at 7 under through the front 10. Remember, he had missed 2 out of the first 3. Other than that, he's been just racking up the birdies. And my disc in a box, your disc shipping mailer supply solution extraordinaire. I've got discs, I've got bags. Reach out if you're interested in picking up a case of them today to ship your most valuable disc to your friends. We all know what step 1 is. That looks like a good shot. You really just need to crest the hill. It goes, as you can see, basically straight downhill. It's a little bit of a tiered system down there. And it sits on the bottom of a 2 or 3 tier null, if that's such a thing. I'm going to give him a look at a putt. This is a Warden by Aaron. Pulled that a little bit right, but anything that gets over that hill still gives you a look, as Dickerson had gone deep and then actually missed coming back from just inside the circle. Downhill putt for Aaron. Again, not much wind to speak of. The nature of the group's been relatively mild. A little bit of talking, a little bit of joking here and there. Camaraderie's been good. Flow has been great. We really haven't seen too much of the card in front of us. Everything has been running very smoothly with so many players coming out here and taking advantage of this somewhat shorter layout. Dickersons were telling me just as they were leaving Tennessee, there was snow coming. It seems to be a theme for them. Whenever they're heading to Florida, they're leaving snow, which sounds like a good plan to me. I know there's a little bit of beautiful weather and snow in the air up at Sandy Point Resort in northern Wisconsin. And I really love this hole because I feel like it gives you so many options. About 350 feet. Of course, that path on the left side is out of bounds. And Evan just smashing a mid-range here, going out and around everything. And he goes deep of the pin. He's going to be putting back at the basket. So not only is that a 360 foot from, maybe 370 feet from him to where the disc landed, but then also the route he took. So add plenty of distance, and Aaron catches one of the tunnel trees, kicks him off to the right side. We'll see just how pinched he is. And now a totally different approach here by Dickerson. Fully anticipating. He's got his forehand. He's going straight up the middle, or I should say straight up the left side. Oh, no, he fakes me out. He's going high and left, and then going to let that fight back and put himself within 20 feet of the pin. That's a D1 by Dickerson. Looks like Aaron's throwing multiple discs. If you can't get one close, you try throwing a second one, when really that just came out of his hand. But it did freak me out for a moment. I was a little bit confused. Wow, and I underestimated. I said maybe 20 feet. He was even longer than that. That is deep of the pin. So probably close to 400 feet is where that landed from the pin, or I should say from the tee, but then he threw the Annie approach to get it there. So 450-foot Anheuser maybe, effectively. Gavin pushes to 7 under. He's got the last 3 birdies in a row. But Dickerson says, hold on. Tear Bear doesn't call me the CDick Slayer for nothing. As he says, I'll maintain that one-stroke advantage. And Aaron a little bit frustrated as we're going to move over to hole number 13, thanks to my Patreon subscribers. And again, I feel like there's a number of options here. On the high left side is the OB, and just short for Gavin, but there is out of bounds over there. And not a shot you see often, their grenade. Puts it to pin high. Great shot there by Evan. Chris going with the forehand again. And he was mumbling to himself that the one thing you can't do is throw it high. And that was exactly what he felt like he did there. So he's trying to go for a lower shot. And then I love the play here by Aaron. Just going to keep it low. Does get a little kick off the tree, but carries forward, and he's just going to kind of play the low skip. As I was watching Chris throw that shot, I've got to tell you, you don't see him have to throw a basic approach shot that's not really going at the basket with a chance to go in. You just don't see it often. He is just rarely not in position to be attacking a basket on an approach shot or a long-range putt or approach. And it caught me off guard seeing that, where he was really just trying to get it next to the pin. We'll see if this Anheuser approach helps, and it does. Grabs the right side chain. Maybe that tree not coming into his sight as much as, or not letting it creep into his psyche there. That's a 4th birdie in a row for Gavin. And he's going to catch Chris here. Chris violently smashes his putter away. He boots it. And we continue on. Again, check out discbaron.com. Thanks for all the support over there from Disc Baron and your favorite retailer over there in Michigan. Hole 14, 243 feet. Just a little forehand action. Just that easy for Gavin. Left side, if they're on the tee, the left side sidewalk is out of bounds. So you really just want to crest the hill. Maybe have it just skip down to the basket, but Evan getting a little bit more creative at not quite panning out. Chris with putter in hand. This is his PA3. I don't know that that tree was terrible. It did, of course, stop him short, but depending on the skip he got, that could have found himself out of bounds. So, all in all, I think a decent result. Here's Aaron with a little bit more power. Oh, and it skips right to the edge. It looks out of bounds from where I'm standing. He asked me to make a call, and I gave the shrug of the shoulders because I simply didn't know for sure, and I wouldn't want to call it incorrectly. Not that they won't talk about it, but I didn't want to call it incorrectly. Another birdie for Dickerson. And Aaron is going to head over and take a look. Now, you have to be completely surrounded by OB.
Can't tell where the gravel stops. I'm going to feel it.
Kind of looks it, but it's hard. That's concrete right there.
Right there, so that's OB? Or is it safe?
That's tough. I think that it's hard to say it's in.
I feel the concrete right here, but it's like loose concrete, so it's kind of hard. It's almost like right there, because if you feel right there, you can push. Let's see. So right here, the edge of the concrete.
Now, if any part of your disc is touching in bounds, you're in bounds.
Yeah, I feel concrete right there.
That's the one piece that's off.
But it looks like they determined that no part of his disc was touching in bounds. And Aaron still is going to have the easy cleanup to walk away with the par. Although, just a game of inches here. Easy tap in for Gavin for another birdie. Boy, he's replaced your divots. All right. So this is VII. Thank you for supporting disc golf the way that you guys have, and great seeing you guys jump into the sport the way you have in the last few years. We really appreciate it. Chris Dickerson specifically also sponsored by VII. And this is a turnover shot that just kisses off a tree branch and carries straight to the pin. 375 feet, slightly downhill. I'm at about the 3/4 mark. I figured if I went all the way to the basket, there's a good chance I wouldn't see anything. So I wanted to go to the 3/4 mark. I don't think you can really see it too cleanly from the tee. And a very different approach here. Now Dickerson lays it down. Goes just past me. And puts himself to about circle's edge. That is a D6. Also laying down the roller here. Pretty similar, goes right past Chris's, but then keeps going. And he's going to be on the edge. I think it's definitely going to be more obstructed, or a little bit more of an awkward stance. And Aaron also, he's going to air it out. Not quite as much power as what we saw by Gavin. That was a lucid getaway. So he's got at least 50, maybe 55 feet. And really a solid run. Chris had asked if he was inside or outside the circle, and he was told, well, if you don't mark it, as in you leave your disc exactly where it is, you're outside the circle. So he opted to do that. Well, I guess you know why. We said it earlier. He really loves that spot just outside circle's edge, so he can give us that patented step putt. And very methodical in how he approached that putt, because had he marked it at the front of the disc, he would have been inside the circle and not able to use the step putt. And meanwhile, Evan says he can clean this one up with no problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Even Gavin was a little bit shocked. He didn't know just how good his shot was after playing it a little bit off the trees. Aaron's doing some work here. He's going to walk away with the par, but unfortunately, that's going to relinquish a stroke to the rest of his card mates. And joining the double-digit club is Gavin. Him and Chris Dickerson. Just 3 holes left to play. These guys are trying to make a charge for what may or likely be the lead card during the second round. We're going to be back here at Jonesville Park. However, we'll be playing to longer pin positions during round 2. And then in round 3, we head to Northside Park, another park which I haven't seen. Now, I'll admit, again, never playing here before, knowing what the rules were, as I watched that one leak to the left, I was quite surprised he was so far off. And Chris also going overstable, pushing hard to the left. That's with his FX2. Evan's asking for it to get down. Again, left side. Aaron's got his lucid felon. And that turns over. Will it push back?
Absolutely. Congratulations.
And little did I know, that's out of bounds. There's this roped off area, which obviously the rest of the card did know, which is why I saw them bailing out to the left. And Aaron says, all right, you're going to make me do some work out here today, but I'll take it. That is his second par save in the last 3 holes from OB. And fair to call that a little tentative. In fact, Evan didn't go through the routine I was even expecting. Kind of got up there, and I think he was fully committed to the idea of giving that a light run, really just trying to lay it up. He doesn't want anything to get squirrely on him with that OB looming behind. Gavin, no fear. Gavin has birdied now every hole since hole number 10. And Chris right in that comfort zone yet again, just outside the circle. Oh no. And just really the worst possible scenario. He's a little bit high on the putt, catches off the accelerator, and then carries deep and out of bounds. And so now Chris, who had been, neck and neck with Gavin really throughout the entire round. Gavin's in for the birdie. Chris has this for the bogey, just trying to hold on. Now he's going to go from knotted up with him to a 2-stroke deficit. And Evan will have the easy tap in. And of course, I invite you guys, go check out Fox Hill's coverage. They had a FPO and MPO feature card here in round number 1, and they're going to have FPO and MPO lead cards throughout the event. So I'm not going to talk too much about what's going on lead cards rounds 2 and 3, but I will be showing you all the action I'm getting here on chase card and otherwise. But make sure you check out Fox Hills, local to the area. And they're all professional and stuff. They have like 2 commentators where, I just come out here and hack away just to get out to you guys as quickly as possible. Left side for Aaron, or a correction for Evan. He's going to be putting uphill. Another forehand. And a pretty similar result inside the circle. That's the disc we just saw him throw previously, the Lucid Felon. And you know that Dickerson's going overstable. This is his H1. So slightly elevated basket on a hillside. There are a lot of things that can go wrong here that you have to be thinking about. And thankfully that stops right there in its tracks. Great putt by Aaron. Little extra cheer from the gallery. About 250 feet. So the question is, and this is going to make you eligible to win a disc, 250 feet, is that a comfortable sidearm distance for you? And that might be a silly question to some of you because you say, well, I only throw sidearm, so yeah, 250, I got that all day. But that's what I want to know. What is your comfortable sidearm range? Leave that in the comments. Tell me what you're throwing and what you're comfortable with. Is it 250? Is it 210? Is it 310? Tell me your comfortable sidearm distance as we thank Dynamic Discs and we're moving into the final hole. Leave that in the comments. Please like and share it, of course, and make sure you're subscribed. Hit that little bell and smash the like and whatever else they say. But I know you're here for the free stuff. You want the free content and the free giveaways. I'm good with that. I'm here to satisfy you. So we're about to close out hole 18, just over 300 feet. Leaking slowly to the left. That's a warship, a VIP X warship. Chris has his putter. This is a PA3. Also, feel free, let me know if you guys like the coverage, if you like the idea that it's out almost the same day that it was recorded. If there's anything else you'd like to see, just single man camera action out here. This course I think sets up well for it. Tried to give you the reverse angles when applicable. And we're gonna see Aaron trying to push himself to 4 under. That's a solid putt to finish. Not quite the afternoon he was hoping for, but strong finish there. Gets the back-to-back birdies on 17 and 18. He's 4 under. This is the second to last card that comes in. So there's a little bit of a gallery hanging out in the parking lot. DD's all set up with the RV so you can get your merch. There it is, Evan Gurthie. He's going to finish with a 7 under. This is to put Chris Dickerson on the lead card. He's currently tied with Charlie Goodpasture, but Charlie's got a lower PDGA number. And Chris says, sorry, Charlie. You're stuck with the disc golf guy for chase card second round, as Chris will be on the lead card, as will Gavin. So again, make sure you're checking that out on the Fox Hills channel. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, win some free stuff, and we'll see you during round 2 at the 2020 Chain Hawk Open presented by Dynamic Disc. PDGA A-Tier in Gainesville, Florida. We'll see you tomorrow.